Hi, I'm Christine and I am the head sound and light technician here on board the Brilliance of the Seas. In this video we're going to take a quick look at all of the performance venues we have here on board. I made a video that took you through the day in the life of a sound technician here, but we're only in the Pacifica Theatre. The Pacifica is the main and also the biggest venue that we have here on board, but we have a lot of different types of venues and performance spaces that I'm going to take you through right now. The first venue we have here is the Star Quest, and this is on deck 13. So the Star Quest is actually our nightclub venue. So obviously the DJ would be the person who plays in here the most. This is a look of it with the lights on, so it's a nice ambience. During the day we don't have a lot going on in here, so we do actually get some groups and private functions that like to book this space, which it is actually quite nice because, as you can see, it has an amazing viewpoint. Of course, when I was filming this it began to rain in Tampa, but normally you get a nice look at sunny seas and the pool deck, which moves us on quite nicely to our second venue. So this is the performance space we have on the pool deck. So yeah, it's actually quite big, and we have Zumba classes here as well. Right here we have the boys setting up for the Caribbean band, which at the moment it's the CBJ. So the DJ also plays in this venue. We also have a Latin duo on board. At the moment it's Mezcal duo. So depending on the day you could get the DJ or any of these bands. Because it's the pool deck, we like to keep it quite lively. I'm not in charge of putting anyone on it, but the musical director assigns people. But normally, yeah, if you're out on the pool deck, it's going to be loud and it's going to be lively. If you're sailing through Alaska, which this ship will be very soon, you're not going to get many Caribbean bands or much live music out here, depending on the weather. But at the moment, we're in the Caribbean and we are enjoying and making the most of the time we get outside. And it also has a bar, and of course the pool is the main feature in this venue. So yeah, this is our second venue. So we're moving back indoors to our third venue, which is the King and Country Pub. Every ship in Royal Caribbean will have a pub. This one is an English themed pub. I believe they're all English themed. None of them are Irish themed, I believe, unfortunately. But as you can see, the vibes in it are very nice, still quite nautical themed. And the main person in here, the main musician or performer you'll find, is the pub singer. Of course, he kind of sets up his residence in here and is playing most nights. The only other people I've seen playing in here would be, we have a solo classical guitarist on, so they could come in and do an acoustic set. But yeah, it's primarily home to the pub singer. Our fourth venue is the Schooner Bar. This is quite a similar size to the pub. I believe it could hold maybe the same amount of people, depending. The spaces are very different, so it's kind of hard to tell which one's bigger, which one's smaller. The main person who plays in here would be the piano player. As you can see here, we have the piano right in the center and the main feature of the bar. We also have a classical duo here on board, so they would play in the Schooner Bar a lot because they have the piano, and the other part of the duo is a violin, so they could play in here. We also have the classical guitarist who sometimes will play in here, but again, these performance spaces are a lot smaller, so they can only take the duos or the solo acts. This brings us on nicely to our fifth venue, I believe it is, which is the Centrum. This could technically be called our biggest venue on the ship because it spans 7 or 8 decks. It goes from deck 4 up to deck 11, so yeah, 7 deck. As you can see down here, it's set up for a 4-piece band, which is guitar, bass, drums and piano. This venue is one of our more versatile venues, so you could have the guitarist, the solo guitarist, the piano player. You could have the 4-piece band. At the moment we have the 12-bar band. You could also have the Latin duo and the Caribbean duo that we're playing up on the pool deck I mentioned earlier. So this venue can take pretty much anybody. So yeah, it's up to the musical director on board to decide who plays where. It changes every day, changes every cruise. But this is generally who you will find in here. Moving up to our 6th venue, we have the Colony Club, and this is actually the 2nd largest venue we have on board, and it's what we call our secondary lounge. So our first or primary lounge is the Pacifica Theatre, but this is our secondary one, so anything that isn't big enough to put in the theatre, we put on in here. So normally we would have our 12-bar band playing here because it's a venue that's big enough to fit all 4. Just to note, there isn't normally coffees and teas laid out in the middle of the Colony Club. We were filming this on a turnaround day, and this is where we send our consecutive cruisers to go and wait while their bedrooms are being made up again. So yeah, that's not normally there. Moving on. As you can see behind the curtain here, we have our bass amp, our guitar amp, our drums, and everything is always kind of set up and ready to go for whoever wants to come and play. Or, well, not once, but whoever is scheduled to come and play. Yeah, that's what you can expect from the Colony Club, which is again our secondary lounge. So just to finish this all off, we've left out one performance venue that isn't a lounge. It is the theatre. So yeah, this is the entrance on deck 6. You get a good view of the 800 plus seats here. I think we've between 800 and 900 seats in total. As you can see, I have my booth set up just down below. I think it's the best seat in the house for sound and for view. I love my seat. If they tried to move me, I would be very, very sad. Just like all the other venues kind of have their set artists and musicians, we also have our set musicians. We have the Brilliance of the Seas Orchestra. So that is all of our lounges. It was a very quick run through of what we have here on board, but as you can see, when I say lounge, it could really mean anything between a pool deck or the Colony or the pub, nightclub. They're all very different, but they all serve a purpose. So if you want to know more about specific lounges, if you want to know more about what a lounge technician does, or if you're just interested in ship life in general, leave any questions you have in the comment section below and I'll try and either answer them or make a video about them. We'll see. If you've enjoyed, please subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time.